Hi, I'm Sarah Morgan from luceat-coaching, and this is part of a series of short webinars to help you make sense of the current situation, to develop your leadership skills, your resilience, and just generally your ability to work in a very different situation than before. So today's session is about healthy home working, and I am enjoying the sunshine while I can, sat in my garden. And some of us have worked from home 1 or 2 days a week for a long time, and that's fine. It's always a productive day. You get to do your washing as well as your work, and it's a welcome break from the office. But what about when that is 5 days a week, every week for quite a long time perhaps? So I wanted to put together a session to help people who might be feeling a little bit lost or a little bit scared or a little bit unsure about how to navigate this and to make it work. So the first thing is have a routine. Set your alarm, get up when your alarm goes off. Don't fall into the weekend habit of just waking up when you wake up. Your day will shift later and later, for most people at least. And if you're an early riser, make sure that you don't start work the second you wake up as well, that you stick with that routine. The next thing is commute. It sounds a bit weird, but we're used to having this transition phase from being at home to being in the office to being at home again. And I think it's really important, or it is really important, to maintain that. So if that's to go for a walk around the block, go for a run, or if you're not able to get outside for whatever reason, sit, meditate, do some yoga, sit and read a book for half an hour, read the news, read a paper, do something that signals that you're moving from being at home and in a home scenario to being at work. And the next thing, obviously, if you're going to be on conference calls, you at the very least need to be dressed to some extent, but do get dressed as if you were going to go to work. Have a wash, have a shower, have a shave, do whatever it is that you need to do to feel like you've got dressed for work. Have an office space if you possibly can that helps develop that mindset that I'm now at work. If that's the end of the dining table or the kitchen table or wherever it is, but set it up. Put your things there so that it becomes your workspace. So that, again, psychologically, you're moving from home into work, and then when you leave work, you're out of that workspace. It really helps your mindset to make sure that work doesn't leak into the whole of your home life as well. Have breaks. Make sure that you schedule breaks. You can't sit at your desk from 9 till 5 without having breaks. You've not got anyone coming by your desk. You've not got the same social interaction. So make that social interaction happen. Skype a friend, have lunch over Skype with a friend, Skype a colleague, do something. If you're actually enjoying the isolation part of it, sit and read a book, move away from your workspace and give yourself a real solid break from your work for a good slot in the middle of the morning, a decent lunch break, and then a good slot in the middle of the afternoon as well. Make sure you have at least 3 decent breaks where you get away from your computer, shake it all out, again do some yoga or meditation, read a book, do something to get away from that workspace. Fresh air if you can. I'm lucky, I've got a garden, not everyone's got that. Right now we're not in total lockdown. You can go for a walk around the block. Just make sure that you're keeping your distance from people and get out, get some fresh air. The weather is beautiful this week, hopefully it will last, but make the most of that fresh air if you can. One thing that really helps people that are more sociable and used to the hubbub of an office is setting up some virtual office space. So you can set up a Zoom meeting, everyone can dial in, you can mute it and just have it on in the background. Then if you think of something, you can just drop a chat message, or you can shout out to your colleagues and just ask for some help, some interaction. People can mute in and out as they want. Just being there for people and just seeing a face can help relieve some of that sense of isolation. If you've got a team, make sure that you schedule check-in calls with them that are there to support them, to make sure that you're staying connected. But if you are a leader, make sure that your team don't feel like you're checking up on them. So, a 9 a.m. and a 5 p.m. call might feel to some people like you're clock watching, even though they're not there. So just check in with your team and see what's working, what works for them and what they would like in terms of interaction, and make sure that you're asking for what you need from your peers and from your manager as well. Remember that you will be more productive. You think about those odd days when you do work from home and you smash through it, you are going to be more productive at home. So think about those stretch goals, the projects that you haven't had time to work on, dust them off and give yourself some time-boxed time for that as well. And on that, time boxing your time again is critically important. You won't have the same cadence of meetings that you've had in the past maybe, or the same ceremonies through the day to carve out your time. So make sure that you're setting aside decent slots of time to do certain things, but that you are taking that break in between. And finally, close the day. Celebrate your successes. What's gone well? What have you enjoyed about the day? Maybe what hasn't worked. Have a little bit of a retrospective for yourself at the end of the day, but celebrate your successes. It's really hard to do that when you're not surrounded by your colleagues as well. And then when you close the day, close your laptop. Make sure that at 5:30, whatever time it is that you're finishing work, that you actually finish work. And again, try and commute home. Go for a walk, read a book, read a paper, dance around your kitchen, whatever it is that works for you, but something that tells you physiologically and psychologically that you have left work now and now is time to be at home. Those rituals and those ceremonies that keep the day into different segments are so critically important. So all in all, remember that this isn't the same as just working from home 1 or 2 days. It is going to be tough. There are going to be times when it's going to feel tricky, even for those of us who enjoy a little bit more isolation and self-time. Check in with your colleagues, check in with your peers, and be flexible about how you connect with people. And enjoy the extra time. Enjoy the fact that you don't have 2 hours sat in traffic or sat on a train every day. Enjoy that quality time with family as and when you can, and take the opportunity to dig into the projects or the self-development work that you don't find time to do normally during the working week. Take care, stay home, wash your hands, stay safe, and I'll see you for the next session soon.